Hello everyone, Zach Dreyer here, and it's time for another edition of Tip of the Week. If you watched my video last week, I talked a little bit on my opinion of what we can do at home or in the gym to help our bodies become a little bit more efficient swinging the golf club. And I want to piggyback on that a little bit this week. If you watched the video, I talked a lot about our core section and strength and flexibility of our core because it's the main area we use in the golf swing. And today I want to talk a little bit about pivot and some of the common flaws that I see in people's pivots that affect the impact position, which is the overall goal of any golf swing. So as a visual right now, our hips are kind of an oval, but I want you to think of them as a straight line, and I'm going to talk about how we can, different ways we can pivot, one more correct than the other. So as I turn to the side here, okay, you can see that this straight line right here is going to be right here on my hip bones, and as we pivot back, our hips work from square to open. In some fashion, we're going to go from square, we're going to open the hips to get to the top of the backswing. Now, main flaw I see in people's pivot is how we get from square to open. So, two different ways we can do it. These are my hips right here. I can have, and I'm going to have my hands here represent kind of left hip, right hip. Okay, as we work from square to open, the correct way, the way I want to see is this right hip move up and back. Left hand is going to stay where it is. Left hip's going to stay where it is. This right hip is going to work back. So it looks something like this. My right leg is going to straighten. This right hip is going to move behind me. Common flaw I see is just the opposite. To get from square to open, this left hip is going to move forward. Okay? So we'll see this. We'll see this left hip get out and forward. Now why is that bad? So if I look at my setup position here, the goal from setup is to get to this impact position. Not a whole lot of difference here, but where my hands are in my setup is not too far off from my hips. I've got a little bit of space in here, but not much. As I start this club back, if that left hip goes forward, it's moving into this area where my hands need to return to. So when I see this left hip go forward, it starts this chain reaction where wherever we are at the top, these hands start to go out. Okay, we see the hands go out and the club get too flat. Got a real big hook motion. We see the hands go out, club gets steep. A lot of flaws when those hands start working away from our body, but they have to if my hip is in this space they need to be in. So, when you're working on your pivot, make sure you find a mirror and do this drill a couple times where we feel that my right hip is working out of the way. I'm maintaining this space in here where my hands need to return to. Okay? And as we come down, if we do this right, you'll see my left hip kind of push out and back. That is the correct way to pivot, and that is going to make you more efficient at this impact area. We can transfer more energy to the ball, get that club more on plane. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving if I don't see you. Still hoping there'll be a couple more days to get out here and golf, so if we can do it, we'll definitely be open. Again, happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas if I don't see some of you before then. Thanks for watching.